Nestled in the South Pacific Ocean, New Zealand is a land like no other. This island nation is made up of two main islands, the North Island and the South Island, each offering its own breathtaking beauty. From lush green forests to snow-capped peaks, from golden beaches to deep fjords, New Zealand's landscapes feel untouched and pure. Long before travelers arrived, these lands were home to the Maori, the first people of Aotearoa, the land of the long white cloud. Their stories, songs, and traditions still live strong in every corner of this country. New Zealand is a place where nature and culture meet in harmony. Rolling hills hide secret trails, crystal clear lakes reflect the sky, mighty mountains stand tall, guarding ancient glaciers and hidden valleys. Here, adventure waits around every bend. Visitors come to hike, ski, surf, or simply breathe the fresh mountain air. Wildlife thrives in these lands and waters. Penguins, seals, dolphins, and rare birds share this paradise with those who care to look. The sound of waterfalls, the whisper of the wind, and the call of native birds create a soundtrack that soothes the soul. Milford Sound is one of New Zealand's most famous natural wonders. Carved by ancient glaciers over millions of years, this deep fjord sits on the southwest coast of the South Island, hidden within Fiordland National Park. Towering cliffs rise straight from the dark waters. Some reach over 1,000 meters high, crowned with mist and waterfalls that tumble down their sides. When it rains, hundreds of waterfalls appear, turning the cliffs into a curtain of falling water. At the heart of Milford Sound stands Mater Peak, one of the most photographed mountains in New Zealand. Its sharp point reflects in the calm fjord like a perfect mirror. Early morning light or soft evening sunsets paint this scene with colors that feel unreal. The waters of Milford Sound are alive with marine life. Seals rest on the rocks, dolphins play in the waves, and sometimes even penguins glide through the cold currents. Above, seabirds circle the cliffs and call across the silence. A boat trip is the best way to feel the power of Milford Sound. Visitors drift close to waterfalls, hear their thunder, and feel the spray on their faces. Kayaking here is like stepping into another world, where nature is untouched and grand. Lake Tekapo is a jewel of the South Island, known for its clear turquoise waters and stunning mountain backdrop. This highland lake sits in the heart of the Mackenzie Basin, where wide open skies meet snow-dusted peaks. The color of the lake comes from fine rock particles carried down by glaciers. These tiny stones reflect sunlight, turning the water into a shade of blue that feels almost unreal. On calm days, the lake mirrors the mountains and sky, creating perfect reflections. On the southern shore stands the Church of the Good Shepherd, one of New Zealand's most photographed buildings. Built from local stone, this small church looks out over the lake, offering views that touch the soul. Many come here to sit in silence, take photos, or watch the light change from dawn to dusk. In spring and early summer, the shores of Lake Tekapo burst with color. Fields of purple, pink, and blue lupins bloom beside the water, adding a dreamy beauty to the landscape. Mount Cook, known by its Maori name Araki, is the highest mountain in New Zealand. Rising over 3,700 meters, this giant peak stands as the crown of the Southern Alps. Its name means cloud piercer, and when you see its sharp summit reach above the clouds, the name feels true. Mount Cook National Park is a land of glaciers, rugged peaks, and alpine meadows. The mighty Tasman Glacier, the longest in New Zealand, flows down these slopes, carving deep valleys and feeding icy lakes below. The village of Mount Cook sits at the base of the mountain. From here, visitors set off on walks and hikes that offer views of snowfields, rocky ridges, and crystal-clear streams. One of the most loved walks is the Hooker Valley Track, an easy trail that crosses swing bridges and ends at a glacier lake filled with floating icebergs. Climbers from around the world come here to test their skills on Araki's steep faces and changing weather. Many dream of reaching the summit, but even standing at its base brings a sense of awe and respect for the power of nature. Sir Edmund Hillary, the first man to stand on the peak of Mount Everest, trained on these slopes. Fiordland National Park is one of the wildest and most dramatic corners of New Zealand. Covering over 1 million hectares, it is the largest national park in the country and one of the most untouched places on Earth. This vast land is shaped by ice, rain, and time. Deep fjords cut into the coastline, carved by glaciers that moved through these valleys for millions of years. Waterfalls pour down steep cliffs, forests cling to the rock, and mist drifts through the trees. Fiordland is home to Milford Sound, Doubtful Sound, and many other hidden inlets and bays. Each ford is a world of its own, with dark waters, high cliffs, and secret coves where wildlife finds shelter. The forests here are ancient and alive. Moss, ferns, and towering trees cover the ground like a green blanket. Rain falls often, feeding rivers and streams that twist through the valleys. In this wet and wild place, nature is king. Hidden in the rolling hills of the Waikato region lies a place where stories come to life, the Hobbiton Movie Set. This peaceful farmland became famous when it was chosen as the home of the hobbits in the Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit films. Walking through Hobbiton feels like stepping into a fairy tale. Green pastures stretch as far as the eye can see. Small round doors painted in bright colors peek out from grassy hillsides. Neat gardens overflow with flowers, vegetables, and rustic fences. Smoke curls up from tiny chimneys as if hobbits might appear at any moment. Heart of Hobbiton is the Party Tree and the Green Dragon Inn. Under the wide branches of the tree, hobbits once gathered for feasts and celebrations. Visitors now sit in the same spots, imagining the scenes from the films. At the Green Dragon Inn, guests warm themselves by the fire and taste traditional drinks brewed just for this magical place. Each hobbit hole is different. Some have tools left at the door, others have clothes on the line or small details that make them feel real and lived in. Waiheke Island is a peaceful paradise, just a short ferry ride from Auckland, yet it feels like a world away. Known for its stunning beaches, rolling vineyards, and laid-back charm, Waiheke is where people come to relax and enjoy the simple pleasures of island life. Golden sand beaches stretch along the coastline. Clear, calm waters invite visitors to swim, kayak, or simply lie back and watch the waves. Sheltered bays like Aotearoa and Palm Beach are perfect spots to spend long summer days with family and friends. Waiheke is famous for its vineyards. Gentle hills are covered with rows of grapevines that soak up the warm sun and ocean breeze. Many wineries open their doors to visitors, offering tastings of award-winning wines and fresh local food. Long lunches under olive trees, with sea views and good company, make each meal feel special. Artists and creative souls have long found inspiration here. Small galleries, sculpture trails, and craft shops are dotted across the island. Colorful markets sell handmade goods, local produce, and treats that reflect the island's free spirit. Queenstown sits on the shores of Lake Wakatipu, surrounded by the dramatic peaks of the Remarkables mountain range. This small town on the South Island is known as the adventure capital of New Zealand, but its beauty and charm go far beyond thrill-seeking. Clear blue waters of the lake stretch out like a mirror for the mountains. On calm days, the reflections look so perfect they hardly seem real. In winter, snow covers the peaks, turning Queenstown into a gateway for skiers and snowboarders who come from all over the world. Queenstown is a place where adventure waits in every season. Bungee jumping, jet boating, paragliding and mountain biking bring energy to this lakeside town. Yet just as many visitors come to slow down, to ride the gondola up the hill, watch the sunset over the lake, or sip coffee by the water's edge. The town itself is lively but welcoming. Cafes, restaurants and shops line the streets. Local food and wine reflect the best of the Otago region. Fresh produce, fine meats and rich Pinot Noir grown in nearby vineyards. A short drive away are peaceful trails that lead through forests and along the lake's edge. Lake Wakatipu is a long, deep and beautiful lake that lies in the heart of New Zealand's South Island. Shaped like a lightning bolt, it stretches for over 80 kilometers, making it the country's third largest lake. Surrounded by mountains, Lake Wakatipu is famous for its clear blue water and dramatic scenery. The Remarkables, a rugged mountain range, rises sharply on one side, their peaks often dusted with snow. When the light is right, the lake becomes a mirror, perfectly reflecting the sky and mountains. A special feature of Lake Wakatipu is its natural rise and fall. Every few minutes, the water level gently rises and falls by about 10 centimeters. This slow, steady heartbeat is called a saishe. Local legend says it is the pulse of a sleeping giant who rests deep below the lake. The towns of Queenstown and Glenorchy sit on its shores. Queenstown is lively and full of adventure, while Glenorchy is peaceful and feels closer to nature. Boat cruises and old steamships carry visitors across the lake, giving them views of hidden bays and distant peaks. The Catlins is a hidden gem at the southeastern corner of New Zealand's South Island. This wild, windswept region is known for its rugged coastline, ancient forests, and waterfalls that seem untouched by time. Rolling green hills meet rocky cliffs where the ocean crashes against the shore. Small sandy bays appear like secret places, often empty except for drifting seabirds or playful seals. The sound of waves and the cry of seabirds fill the salty air. Deep within the Catlins, forests of tall podocarp trees and thick ferns create a green world full of life. Sunlight filters through the leaves, lighting up moss-covered trunks and cool, clear streams. Walking these forest trails feels like stepping back into an ancient world. One of the region's treasures is the Maunganui Falls, where water tumbles over wide, layered rock. The falls are easy to reach and stand as one of the most photographed spots in the Catlins, yet they still feel peaceful and untouched. Stewart Island sits off the southern tip of New Zealand's South Island. It is the country's third largest island, yet it feels like a secret waiting to be discovered. With dense forests, untouched beaches, and clear night skies, Stewart Island is a haven for nature and quiet adventure. Most of the island is protected as Reinga National Park, which means Land of the Glowing Skies in the Maori language. The name fits well. At night, the sky here often glows with stars and at times the dancing lights of the southern aurora. Only a small number of people live on Stewart Island, mostly in the tiny settlement of Oban. Life here moves slowly, shaped by tides, fishing boats, and the changing weather. Visitors come for simple things: fresh seafood, friendly faces, and the feeling of being far away from busy life. Stewart Island is a paradise for walkers and bird lovers. The island's forests are alive with the songs of native birds. Nowhere else in New Zealand is it so easy to hear and see birds like the kiwi in the wild. Punakaiki Pancake rocks are one of the natural wonders of New Zealand's wild west coast. Found in Aotearoa National Park, these unique rock formations look like stacks of giant stone pancakes piled high above the crashing Tasman Sea. Millions of years ago, layers of limestone and mud built up on the ocean floor. Over time, earthquakes lifted these layers above the sea, and wind, rain, and salt carved them into the shapes we see today. The result is cliffs and towers that look like a giant's breakfast, full of cracks, curves, and hidden caves. Walking along the well-made paths and boardwalks, visitors stand on safe lookouts and watch the sea work its magic. When the tide is high and the waves are strong, water rushes into hidden tunnels below the rocks. It blasts upward through blowholes, sending mist and spray high into the air with a roar that echoes along the cliffs. The sound of the waves crashing into the rocks is loud and powerful, reminding everyone how strong nature can be. Between the blowholes and the layered rocks, the air smells of salt, and the ocean breeze feels fresh on the face. Marlborough Sounds is a stunning maze of drowned river valleys at the top of New Zealand's South Island. This peaceful region is made up of countless sheltered bays, hidden coves, and forested hills that slip gently into the sea. Long ago, Rising seas flooded deep valleys, creating narrow, winding waterways that now stretch far inland. Today, these calm sounds feel like a world of their own, where green hills meet clear blue water under wide, open skies. The sounds are best explored by boat or kayak. Small boats glide through quiet channels, past tiny beaches and bush-covered headlands. Dolphins often play in the wake, and seals rest on warm rocks near the shore. Sometimes rare birds like the king shag can be seen perched on rocky islands, watching the boats drift by. The Queen Charlotte Track is one of the best ways to experience Marlborough Sounds by foot. This long coastal trail winds through native forest, along ridges and down to hidden bays. Cathedral Cove is one of the most beautiful and loved spots on New Zealand's Coromandel Peninsula. Known for its grand natural archway and white sandy beach, it feels like a hidden paradise where land and sea meet in perfect harmony. The cove is named for its giant stone arch that looks like the high ceiling of a cathedral. Over thousands of years, wind and waves carved this passage through the soft white cliffs. Walking through the arch, visitors step from one quiet beach to another, framed by soaring rock walls and clear blue water. To reach Cathedral Cove, most people follow a scenic walking track that winds through native bush and opens to breathtaking views of the coastline. The trail is gentle and full of lookouts where the blue sea stretches far into the horizon. Birds sing in the trees, and the sound of waves grows louder with each step closer to the shore. The beach itself is calm and inviting. Clear water laps at smooth sand, and scattered rock stacks stand just offshore like silent guardians. On sunny days, swimmers, snorkelers, and kayakers drift through the warm shallows, exploring hidden caves and rocky corners. Mount Maunganui is a coastal treasure on New Zealand's North Island, where a beautiful beach town wraps around an ancient volcanic cone. Known simply as the Mount by locals, this place is loved for its golden beaches, clear blue water, and relaxed holiday feel. At the heart of Mount Maunganui stands Morgo, a sacred mountain that rises over 200 meters above the sea. Its gentle slopes are covered in green bush, and well-kept walking tracks circle its base or climb to the summit. The view from the top is one of the best on the North Island, a full sweep of ocean beaches and the distant islands that dot the Bay of Plenty. At the foot of Maunganui, Main Beach stretches out with soft white sand and rolling surf. It is often named one of the best beaches in New Zealand. Surfers ride the waves while families swim, play, and relax under the sun. A calm harbor sits on the other side, offering safe swimming spots and places to launch boats and kayaks. The Bay of Islands is one of New Zealand's most beautiful coastal treasures, found in the far north of the North Island. This region is made up of over 100 small islands scattered across clear blue sea. Calm bays, sandy beaches, and hidden coves make this place feel like a tropical escape. Long ago, these sheltered waters were a meeting place for Maori and early explorers. Today, the Bay of Islands is known for its rich history, warm climate, and endless ways to enjoy the ocean. The town of Paihia is the gateway to this coastal paradise. From here, boats carry visitors out to explore islands, swim with dolphins, and watch whales glide through the deep blue. Crystal clear water makes it easy to see marine life below the surface, schools of fish, playful seals, and sometimes even orcas passing through. One of the most famous spots is the Hole in the Rock, a natural sea arch on Piercy Island. Boats pass through the giant opening when the sea is calm, giving people a close view of this dramatic rock formation shaped by wind and waves over thousands of years. Cape Reinga is the northernmost tip of New Zealand, a place where land, sea, and sky meet in a powerful way. For the Maori people, this is one of the most sacred places in the country. It is here that spirits are said to begin their journey back to the ancestral homeland across the sea. Standing at Cape Reinga, visitors look out where two great bodies of water meet, the Tasman Sea and the Pacific Ocean. The waves crash together in a swirl of white foam and deep blue, creating a restless, moving line that shows the meeting of these mighty seas. A lonely white lighthouse stands watch over the point, guiding sailors through the rough waters. The lighthouse, built over 100 years ago, is a symbol of safety at the edge of the world. Many people walk down the path to stand beside it, feeling the wild wind and looking out across endless ocean. Near the point is an ancient pohutakawa tree growing from the rocky cliffs. According to Maori tradition, this tree is where spirits of the dead leap into the ocean to begin their journey home. The tree is twisted by wind and age, a living reminder of the deep stories that live here.